Bush has another message for federal workers who don't respond to an email they received over the weekend asking them to justify their jobs or lose them. The deadline for that email was at midnight. But earlier today, the Office of Personnel Management said a response was, quote, not mandatory. And just before airtime, Musk posted this, quote, subject to the discretion of the president, they will be given another chance. Failure to respond a second time will result in termination. A month into the administration, Trump voters seem to be paying attention to the cuts and the threats. John King tonight has a new All Over the Map report from Colorado.
The Spoma Ranch spans more than 100 acres, home to 60 horses, and one last bison.
This little guy down here, his name is Trouble.
A bit ornery at times.
Aww.
Yes, Trouble.
You know, it's like Trump. I really don't like him as a person. I think he's arrogant, kind of a jerk, but
David Hayes is a funny man.
I tried farming for a while, and I would rather get run over by a bison, you know.
The Northern Colorado Ranch has been in his family since the 1880s. The White House and Washington are far away.
We got like hot dogs.
Yes, Hayes wants the government shrunk, but he doesn't see a coherent plan. And he doesn't trust Elon Musk, doesn't believe what he says, doesn't want Trump letting Musk poke around Social Security or tax files.
I don't know how many people he's fired. And, you know, Musk keeps saying, well, I found $1 billion of waste here. And Social Security, there's hundreds and hundreds of people that are collecting it that are between 100 years old and 150. Can you believe any of that crap? You can't substantiate it, but you can't believe it. So that's a trust issue.
A blue-collar rural guy in one of the nation's most competitive congressional districts. A three-time Trump voter who calls the president unfocused and arrogant. But Democrats should hold the celebration.
But if you had a do-over tomorrow and you had to pick again between Trump and Harris, what would you do?
I would still do Trump.
So conservative independent, is that fair?
Very conservative independent, yes.
So would Esmeralda Ramirez-Rey. She smiles when asked about Trump's frenetic first month.
I voted for that. I love it.
What did you vote for?
I voted for a president that was going to put America first. I voted for a president that was going to secure our borders. And I voted for a president that was going to make sure that we were respected throughout the world. And I believe I'm getting that.
Greeley is the northern edge of Colorado's 8th, a congressional district that is 40% Hispanic.
Dude, Americans make it so hard to feel bad for them while they're staring down the precipice of their demise. Like every step of the way, American exceptionalists and American individualists will just come out and just say the dumbest shit on the planet. And you're just like, okay, well, I give up. You know, I give up. What do you want me to do? You could have like Gestapo breaking down your door to put you to the work camps and you'd still be like, nah, it was a good thing I did that. You know, we really got to get some hard work around these parts. Do you ever think it's crazy that your biggest haters and distractors are as a leftist aren't Nazis and conservatives or right-wing freaks, but liberals? No, it's definitely still Nazis and conservatives and right-wing freaks. Liberals every now and then can get annoying, but it's not. They are far from my biggest haters. Are you kidding me? Maybe liberal content creators themselves who spend a good deal of time. Liberal content creators themselves spend a good deal of time like attacking me instead of, you know, getting their eyes on the prize here, locking in. Yeah. In any case, I'm more so disappointed. I'm more so disappointed in liberals. Okay. That's it. Like I expect more from them. I expect them to, you know, figure out what the f is up, figure out what's wrong with American society, wake up to the realities. That's it. And some do. Many do.
And has a significant undocumented population. Ramirez-Rey is a court interpreter for defendants who don't speak English. She agrees with Trump that some who cross the border illegally are violent criminals, but she wishes he would add that the overwhelming majority are good people.
I was raised as a migrant worker working in the fields. Those are the people that are out there picking their crops. So even though I support Trump, I don't believe that he's the end-all, be-all savior of humanity. Nobody is.
Now this one We've had Canadian Hoser for a long time before all this stuff came up.
Right.
All the fights with American and Canadian hockey players and everything.
Like Hayes, Todd Waffle says Trump can be arrogant and pompous, but like Ramirez-Ray, he's a fan of the early pace.
I like him going full speed. Yeah, let's get things done. Let's find out if the policies work, they don't work. But yeah, this is the baby Bruin system. Boil it up there.
Waffle started Satire Brewing 7 years ago. Business is good, and he constantly debates expanding. But a plan to boost sales by adding canning machines is on hold because of Trump tariffs on aluminum.
When you fly enough, you understand, buckle your seatbelt, turbulence ahead.
Waffle's approach is a trademark of many Trump voters. Accept the things that make you cringe to get the things you want, like a better economy and a stronger border.
Trump's going to say what he's going to say. And yeah, some of it's going to be exaggerated, some of them are not going to be true. But at the end of the day, I think you got to, sift through all that. Is he going to get things done? Is he going to get the country moving the right way?
Let go right in front of your eyes.
I mean, I've told you that this is literally the overarching attitude from Republicans right now. He's just getting things done, He's just a crazy guy, but he's taking a mallet to the goddamn federal government, and I hate the federal government because I've been told it doesn't do nothing, and all of the things that it does do are invisible, so I don't care, Deregulate, okay? Destroy the administrative state, brother. I don't care. They don't realize the consequences of Donald Trump's mallet to the administrative state, okay? They don't realize it. And also, they like that he's doing something, anything. And they're dumb enough to think that Trump is destroying woke and that woke has actually destroyed their lives, I guess.
Just like that.
Austin Jenkins voted for lower taxes and less regulation. That would help his small businesses, including his cocktail bar and the Greeley Hatchet House.
He seemed like the lesser two.
But Jenkins finds the first month unsettling. Not a fan of tariffs or executive orders by the dozens or Musk popping from agency to agency.
I thought there's supposed to be checks and balances somewhere.
So where do I want to let go? Shoulder height?
Right in front of your eyes. So,
dude, everyone is a liberal at the end of the day. It's amazing. He said, I thought there were checks and balances. Everyone's a liberal, baby. Let's go. Everyone's a goddamn liberal. What about our institutions? All the petty bourgeois for these interviews is interesting. Yeah, all of our glorious small business owners, dude.
Plus, he sees fear in the Latino community, wishes Trump would find a more compassionate way to improve border security.
I think there's a better way to go about it. I don't know if it's necessarily just force them out.
Trump, of course, won't be on the ballot next election, but this district will help decide.
You never know.
Whether Republicans keep their tiny House majority.
The cost of living's getting crazy here in Colorado.
My cousin shed literal tears of joy when he didn't have to put pronouns in his email signature anymore for the DOD. He was a probationary employee for the DOD and was let go last week. Well, that's another way to eliminate putting pronouns in your email, in your work email, don't you think? If you don't have a work email any longer because you don't have a job. This is what I mean when it's like, this is what I mean when I say it's like, maybe he was semi-fired, okay? Maybe he was semi-fired and he'll keep working for free, I guess. I don't know. But like, this is what I mean when I say it's so hard. It's so hard to maintain my across the board, I care about all workers attitude when these guys are literally begging for their own demise. Okay? Yeah, new pronouns, unemployed. It's hard, man. It's hard. I saw a tweet from an account that Elon Musk had recently retweeted about healthcare being a secret way to bring about communism and death and destruction. With what is it? What's the name of that account? It's like Rothmus or something. It's like one of those Rothmus is the account, and it zapped my brain. This is a account that just like posts dumbass libertarian shit all day every day. Hold on, let me see if I can find this exact tweet. It truly bricked my brain. I saw it and it like lasered me. It was like the mousetrap meme, like the mice see the mice. See other mice that has died in the mousetrap and still go for the cheese. And just like communists see all of the death and destruction born about, oh, here it is. Whoa, free cheese. And then everybody sees poverty and death and destruction under socialism and go, whoa, free healthcare. That account also posts Holocaust denial. Of course it does. People unironically believe this, okay? They do. And to me, it's like, oh, thank you for the raid, Rob Rousseau. Hope you had a good stream. They're always replying to all your tweets too. Wait, they are? I didn't even know. I think they're just mad. They've been paying for it, so they believe everyone always should. What? Honest question. Why do you think Americans are so counter-revolutionary in their mindset? Because their brain is bricked. Dude, even during the Great Depression, okay, Steinbeck, who wrote Grapes of Wrath, very famously said, socialism will never come to the United States of America because the workers do not see themselves as an exploited proletariat, but temporarily embarrassed millionaires. That is the reason. Americans literally think they are one cryptocurrency scheme away from being Elon Musk. What? When does Dr. Doom show up? Scrocious fancies you, by the way? Okay. They genuinely, truly believe in their minds that they are, their wealth is right around the corner, okay? They're one lottery ticket removed from making it out the mud. And they also they also are so close-minded. Like, they just think America is an exceptional country, and they refuse to reckon with the reality that, like, plenty of other competent capitalist social democracies offer this service. And unironically, even developing nations that are significantly poorer than the United States of America offer this. Okay? It's insane.
And I hope that they would have some kind of an impact on helping that.
I don't know if that's true. Didn't you say yourself once that the problem with these kinds of people is that they believe the people on the top deserve what they have? Yes, they do. They do believe that. It is peasant mentality. It's the serf mindset. Yes, that goes along with what I'm talking about. They believe that they are going to work hard and work smart and get lucky and basically become the lords that they fancy, and they think the lords that they fancy currently are in that position of power because they also worked hard and worked smart. Okay? That's what this means.
Republican congressman won by just 2,000 votes. His 2026 reelection prospects will...
You don't understand socialism coming faster this way once it all collapses? No, it's not. Especially not in a reactionary like America. Okay? What are you talking about? We are accelerating towards fascism, whether the only people who, in my opinion, are against true accelerationism are social democrats and socialists that advocate for at least like welfare and expansive social safety nets. They are the ones who are trying to stop the collapse. Accelerationists are so funny. They think like magically Americans are going to develop revolutionary consciousness out of nowhere. No, they're not. You know what we're bouldering towards in the state collapse? Who's going to restore order? Fascists.
Will likely hinge on Trump's performance, on whether swing voters here see the president as focused on the big issues or veering too far off target.
Hasan, you are not an accelerationist because you are not smart, but it's okay. You can learn, Lamau. Yes, I'm stupid. That's why I look at the situation, okay, and recognize that people are not going to magically start carrying copies of the Red Book, okay, and build Maoist brigades in the mountains and start engaging in self-crit and the spiritual atom bomb of Mao Zedong thought is going to uplift both the third world and the first. Okay? It will happen. Hot take, but the way socialism can go through fascism if it must. No, that's not how this works, man. Y'all are crazy. Look at history. Is that what happened? No.
So, John, of all the Trump supporters you spoke with, some had complaints or at least unease about the president's first month back in office. Should the president be concerned?
Well, he should listen to them, Anderson, certainly. You do see some evidence today with the Trump administration backing off that Musk email to federal employees as perhaps evidence they are listening. Look, Trump voters, they understand there's a price of admission, some of the chaos, some of the other things. But what they most voted for was lower prices and a secure border. That half of the Trump voters we talked to complained about Musk, worried that he has too long of a leash. That's pretty interesting. Normally, people complain about Trump's tone, not so much about what he's doing. So if you're the president, you want to keep an eye on that. But the bigger risk is that, look, Trump's not on the ballot. 2 years from now, House Republicans will be and Senate Republicans will be. The district we were in is one of the most competitive districts in the country. It is very evenly
Yeah, I can't wait for the Democrats to try and secure a marginal victory so they can do virtually nothing. And still say, oh, we'll do bipartisan compromise with our newfound majority, if that even happens, by the way.
Swing voters or soft Trump voters think that Trump and Musk and Republicans in Congress are off doing other things like wandering into.
You think the reactionary peasantry in Russia in 1917 was any better or more educated? They were just illiterate dumb hogs too at first. I think the material conditions of the 1917 peasantry in Tsarist Russia is entirely different than the comfortable lap of luxury that the American labor aristocrats experience on a daily fucking basis. Okay? I get what you're saying. I understand where you're coming from, but someone had to build class consciousness. But you're talking about peasantry, okay? Which is an entirely different class of person than a small business owner or an American who fancies themselves. Like, the reactionary peasantry did not think they would be the czar one day. Do you understand? Neoliberalism and capitalism has an infinitely better mechanism of control to nullify and pacify any sort of revolutionary sentiment. That's the major difference. This is why I always talk about how authoritarian governance actually breeds resentment and possibly rebellion, whereas neoliberal governance does not. Neoliberal governance makes you feel like you are on the driver's seat, that you have some kind of control over all of the things that are happening. I'm just trying to point out the revolutions never really come from a massive rising of intelligence of the population. Yes, but it also, the American, if you ask the average American, they think America is a shining beacon of democracy, even under Donald Trump. They don't recognize that there is a uniparty principle across the board when it comes to deregulation and offering tax cuts to the super wealthy. That's it. You're too combative sometimes. Some of these chatters are agreeing with you and you're just reading past what they actually mean, just my take. No, I get holding out hope. I'm just saying that the conditions are very different in America right now, if that makes sense. And I'm also explaining why I still think that reforms in the interim are necessary in order to even build class consciousness. Okay? You have to, my argument has always been that you have to build the quote unquote vanguard first, okay? You have to at least build a network of real resistance, a network that can cause economic harm. And right now, when I look at America and look at Americans, look at their relations to the means of production, okay, and their attitudes overall, I don't see any sort of revolution ever happening. There is no network. There aren't even labor unions in this country. And plenty of labor unions are also completely captured by corporate interests to begin with. Think about it. Think about what I just showed you about, okay, this is the average American's perspective, okay? I want to repeat this once again. This is like low key, there are a lot of Americans who feel this way, okay? So what do you think accelerationism would bring about in a country where there are plenty of people who unironically think this way? There's a lot of work that needs to be done, okay? It doesn't happen overnight with easy access to guns. Okay, good luck. Who is more gunned up in this country? The dumbass hogs that believe this shit and would kill you for being trans, or the Socialist Rifle Association?
federal agencies are looking at the Social Security records and not lowering costs and worrying about the border, the Republicans could pay the price. So we'll keep going back to this district. We're only a month in. I wouldn't shoot up any flares yet if you're the Trump political team. But when your own voters are starting to complain, you should listen.
All right, John.
The Bolshevik Revolution also wouldn't have happened had it not been for World War I, where the Russian peasantry was eviscerated and made destitute due to war. America is not experiencing even a fraction of what people in Tsarist Russia or nationalist China were experiencing to invoke a workers' revolution. You aren't encouraging people to build the movements. We need to change these dynamics by saying this doomerous stuff. No, it's not. Hope is a discipline, bro. It doesn't come from looking at the world and consuming Trump. No. Make no mistake. That's why I do what I do. That's why I always advocate for organizing. That's why I always advocate for community organizing. That's why I always advocate for labor organizing, labor union organizing. It is precisely because I think that we need to build that network, but it doesn't happen overnight. Okay? But accelerationism without any sort of like counterbalance, without any sort of network without any sort of organizational network to push for socialist revolution is going to turn into fascism. And it already is.
King, thanks so much.